Have you ever felt conflicted about marketing your business when the world around you feels like it's in chaos and people around you are struggling through major life challenges? In today's episode, we are going to discuss how to balance impact with empathy and how to continue to show up in your business while being mindful of the harsh realities people may be facing. Hello and welcome to Becoming Burnout Proof, the podcast designed to help women entrepreneurs like you simplify your business and manage your stress so you can increase your income and your impact without burning out. I'm your host, Meg Bingham, a marketing strategist and certified stress management coach. And this episode, like many, is inspired by things I'm personally working through and researching right now. In one of our recent Work-Life Harmony Club co-working sessions, I mentioned the fact that I've been struggling to finish the podcast episode that was supposed to release. It's been a few weeks ago now. It's a great marketing topic, don't get me wrong. When I do put it out there, it's going to be really good and helpful and informational, and it's going to be awesome. But every time I sat down to work on the script, it sort of felt like I was slogging through mud. I know this is a global podcast, but here in the United States, there are communities being completely devastated by hurricanes right now. Even though my friends and family are safe, it's been pretty difficult for me to continue with business as usual when I am aware that people are out there losing everything. Now, I don't want this to be a doom and gloom episode by any means, but I do want to address the heaviness that comes with these type of events and how they can impact our work and our energy. Let's discuss how to keep moving forward in business without feeling disingenuous and explore how to navigate tough times with compassion for ourselves and our communities. I'm going to mention a link to a couple of previous episodes that support what we'll be talking about today. One is from January 2023 called Social Media Boundaries and Digital Burnout, and one from October 2023 titled Protecting Your Mental Health When Scary Things Are Happening in the World. All right, so why might it feel awkward or even wrong to continue marketing or promoting offers during difficult times? We are designed to experience sympathy, compassion, and empathy. We're able to understand another person's emotions, and even if we're not trying to, our minds are actively attempting to understand what they are going through, how they're reacting, and how we might react if we were in their shoes. While empathy fatigue is a real thing and we do have to be mindful of our own energy, empathy is a gift. It allows us to build strong relationships that are necessary for our health and our happiness. Experiencing empathy compels us to notice the needs of others and inspires us to take action in whatever way we can, big or small. Continuing business as normal, fighting against those feelings of empathy, may lead us to feeling disconnected from the needs of our audience. If you're feeling these things, this disconnect, it's okay to pause and assess. I've brought this up in a couple of previous episodes, but it's important to acknowledge these feelings and pause to create a plan that feels genuine, especially if you're a content creator, which, if you're running a business, you are a content creator, right? As discussed in the Social Media Boundaries and Digital Burnout episode, remember that just because you have a platform doesn't mean you're obligated to comment on current events. You may have people looking to you for your opinion on certain things, but just know that you choose what you share out loud for the world to see. You choose what parts of your experience you want to share and what you want to hold close. That being said, we can't just shut down our business anytime chaos occurs. So, how do we reframe our approach? How do we pivot from direct selling to showing up as a resource and a support system for our audience? My favorite question to ask myself is, how can I help right now? This question has led me to creating podcast episodes, workshops, and even brand new services to support the needs of my audience and local community during difficult times. This question, how can I help right now, is the reason I offer frequent Address Your Stress workshops online and in person at no charge. When asking myself, how can I help right now, those workshops have been one way I can use my skills and knowledge to support people in a meaningful way, in a way that's in line with my values, my mission, and my budget. So as I was researching this topic for myself, how I can continue to make an impact, how I can help the people that are going through crazy things, right? I started looking into social impact businesses. I wanted to take a look at other companies who are making an impact. So I thought it'd be cool to highlight a few of those businesses here on the show and maybe give you some ideas for how you can use your business to make an impact when it comes to causes and people and communities that you're passionate about. So some of these companies you may have heard of before, some you may not. One company you probably are familiar with is Bombas. Bombas was designed as a social enterprise company from the beginning. It's a clothing company with a very specific line of clothing. They create essential clothing items, so underwear and socks that are the top most requested items in homeless shelters. They have a one purchased, one donated program. They work with giving partners and communities to provide essential clothing to overnight shelters, transitional living facilities, street outreach teams, rehabilitation centers, Title I schools, and medical service professionals. Now, there are tons of other large corporations that give back to their communities, but I also wanted to share some examples of how we, as solo or small team entrepreneurs, can give back. I reached out to some local business friends who are doing work in my community, and I just love the diversity of effort that I've seen. My friend Kara Laws runs Launched Academy, and she offers program scholarships, as well as encouraging her team to work toward a collective goal of providing 1,000 hours of service each year. Renee owns a photography company, Kevin and Renee Photography, and she photographs for two causes here in Utah that are important to her. One is a child advocacy center, and the other one is a program that sends free burial gowns and other items to mothers of miscarriages, stillbirths around the world. Heather of the Freckled Violet creates soap, which is so cool, different industry, right? And she gives soap to her local homeless shelters regularly. And then also provides raffle items to local nonprofits for fundraising. Heidi Totten of Business Splendor and Jana Hubert of janahubert.com with Activate Your Genius both volunteer their time and resources pretty intensively to 100 Humanitarians, which is a community of entrepreneurs, small businesses, and individuals that come together and collaborate to create opportunities for self-reliance, education, and economic development for families in Kenya. So that is just a handful of examples. I popped into a Facebook group and asked women to shout each other out and share how they are making an impact in their communities. I just want to show you how this is possible in different industries. One other woman that I've connected with recently is so inspiring and amazing. Her name is Lavanya Mahate. She is a restaurateur and a chef. She owns several restaurants here in Utah, and she founded the Rise Culinary Institute, which is a nonprofit devoted to providing free culinary training to refugees in the state of Utah, which I think is so beautiful. If you've been feeling this tug, if you've been feeling this pull, this desire to give back with your business, but your income isn't there yet, just keep in mind that not all donations need to be monetary. You can make a big impact with your skills and your time, and money is not the only way to do so. So a little different episode than I planned to release this month, but it's been weighing heavy on my heart. I would love for you to share this with someone who needs to hear it. I will put the link to those other podcast episodes in the show notes. And as a parting question request from you, if you are enjoying the podcast, I would be so very grateful if you could leave me a little podcast review. This helps me to get seen by more eyeballs, heard by more ears, and get opportunities to speak on other shows. As always, I'm so grateful to you for choosing to spend some of your valuable time here with me. Be kind and be well, and I will talk to you again soon.